This is a video in a playlist. This is the 7 playlist. This is 7 from the Quran, starting with chapter 2, line 29. It is He who created for you everything on earth, then turned to the heaven and made them 7 heavens, and He is aware of all things. 2, line 196. And carry out the Hajj and the Umrah for God. But if you are prevented, then whatever is feasible of offerings, and do not shave your heads until the offering has reached its destination. Whoever of you is sick or has an injury of the head, then redemption of fasting or charity or worship. When you are secure, whoever continues the Umrah until the Hajj, then whatever is feasible of offering. But if he lacks the means, then fasting for 3 days during the Hajj and 7 when you have returned, making 10 in all. This is for he whose household is not present at the sacred mosque, and remain conscious of God and know that God is stern in retribution. To line 261, talks about the parable of those who spent their wealth in God's way is that of a grain that produces 7 spikes. In each spike is 100 grains. God multiplies for whom he wills. God is bounteous and knowing. Chapter 12, line 43, seems to parallel the Bible maybe. It says, the king said, I see 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones, and 7 green spikes, and the others dried up. O elders, explain to me my vision, if you are able to interpret visions. How about chapter 12, line 46. O Joseph, man of truth, inform us concerning the 7 fat cows being eaten by 7 lean ones and the 7 green spikes. We could probably read the whole chapter. That is chapter 12. That's line 46. It says, Joseph said, you will sow for 7 consecutive years as usual. Store all that you reap, left in the ear, apart from the little you eat. After that will come 7 years of hardship, which will consume all but a little of what you stored up for them. After that will come a year when the people will have an abundant rain and will press the grapes. We have chapter 15, line 44. I'm going to start at 43. It says, hell is the promised place for these. I start at 42. God said, devotion is a straight path to me. You will have no power over my servants, only over the ones who go astray. Hell is the promised place for those, with 7 gates, each gate having its allotted share of them. Okay, so hell has 7 gates. That's 1544. Now this other version says it has 7 doors. Each door is an assigned class. 1587 says we've given you 7 of the pairs, and the Grand Quran, I'll read the whole thing for context, It says, we did not create the heavens and the earth and everything between them without a true purpose. The hour will certainly come, so, prophet, bear with them graciously. Your Lord is the all-knowing creator. We have given you the 7 often recited verses and the whole glorious Quran. Do not look longingly at the good things. We have given some of them to enjoy, and don't grieve over the disbelievers. How about 17, line 44, praising him are the 7 heavens and the earth and everyone in them. There's not a thing that does not glorify him with praise. But you do not understand these praises. He is indeed forbearing and forgiving. Chapter 18. Chapter 18. I have the entire chapter 18 on this channel under a playlist called Quran Chapter 18. It is a story called The Cave, and it's very interesting, but the line that has the word 7 in it is only line 22, and I'm just going to read that. It says, they will say 3, and their 4th being their dog, and they will say 5, and their 6th being their dog, guessing at the unknown, and they will say 7, and the 8th being their dog. Say, my Lord knows best their number. None knows them except a few, so don't argue concerning them except with an obvious argument, and do not consult any of them about them. Okay, how about chapter 23:17? We created above you 7 pathways, and we are never heedless of the creation. That was chapter 23. Line 17. This version says, we created 7 levels above you. 7 levels, 7 pathways. Okay, 2386. Say, who is the Lord of the 7 heavens and the Lord of the splendid throne? 31:27, if all the trees on earth were pens filled by the ocean with 7 more oceans besides, the words of God would not run out. God is majestic and wise. Chapter 41, line 12 says, he completed them as 7 universes in 2 days. He assigned to each universe its laws, and we decorated the lower universe with lamps and for protection. That is the design of the Almighty and all-knowing. 65, line 12 says, God is he who created 7 heavens, and they're like of the earth. The command descends through them so that you may know that God is capable of everything and that God encompasses everything in knowledge. 67, line 3 says, he who created 7 heavens in layers. You see no discrepancy in the creation of the compassionate. Look again. Can you see any cracks? Line 69. He unleashed it upon them for 7 nights and 8 days. So let's see what that was about. That's 69, chapter 7. '69 is called the inevitable hour. The people of Thamud and Ad denied the crashing blow would come. Thamud was destroyed by a deafening blast. Ad was destroyed by a furious wind that God let loose against them for 7 consecutive nights, 8 consecutive days, so that you could have seen its people lying dead like hollow palm trunks. Can you see any trace of them now? Pharaoh too, those before him, and the ruined cities. The people committed grave sins and disobeyed the messenger of the Lord. So he seized them with an ever-tightening grip. But when the flood rose high, we saved you in the floating ship, making that event a reminder for you. Attentive earers may take heed. 71, line 15 says, do you not realize that God created 7 heavens in layers? And chapter 78, line 12 says, well, 8 says, did we not create you in pairs, give you sleep for rest, the night as a cover, the day for your livelihood? Did we not build 7 strong heavens above you and make a blazing lamp? Okay, so that was a very interesting study about 7 in the Quran.